Hey, Brad, can we get an update on Robert Williams, if he's available, and what's going on with his knee?
He's got a little swelling up around the upper calf behind his knee. So we're going to look at him again when we get back to Boston. They don't think it's anything more than day to day, but going to make sure, but he's out.
Mark Medina.
Hey, Brad, I was wondering, when you weigh the pros and cons, what do you think of the play-in tournament?
Yeah, I talked about this the other day. It is what it is. It's what we decided to do. I understand the entertainment value of it. And so we'll land where we land with regard to us, but it is what it is.
Takeshi Shibata.
Hello, Coach. Very nice to meet you.
Thank you.
Thank you for your time. And I'd like to ask you about how you're comfortable with this current standings in the Eastern Conference. You're at fifth, and Miami Heat and Charlotte Hornets is right under your level. So, how comfortable with your standing right now?
I don't really look at them, to be honest. You know, I know I said this a couple of days ago, we're all jumbled together, can all shift in a few days. So, you know, we're more focused on what we're doing rather than, you know, how we stack up with everybody else. So that's you know, that's my reaction to standings right now and everything else. I think the bottom line is we want to try to be playing as well as we can over the next month or so.
Gary Washburn.
Hey, Brad, I just want to get your assessment of the defense over the last two games, especially the defense against Lillard. You guys have kind of calmed people down on the three-point line, and it seems like you're more cohesive in that category.
I think it's the same thing, Gary, that I was talking about the other day. I mean, it helps when everybody's available. And I think that when you add Romeo to our team and you have good health, and hopefully, you know, whenever we get Evan back, you just have a lot more versatility than when we were missing guys, plus Romeo obviously missing the first half of the year. So I think that helps. You know, I haven't been as impressed I wasn't as impressed with our defense against Portland. But you know, we've got to start games a little bit better on that end, but we are, you know, there are clips every game that show there's progress, and, you know, the numbers would bear that out, but, you know, we'll see. We got to be good again.
Keith Smith.
Hey, Brad, even with some guys out on either side, how special to you has Celtics versus Lakers as a rivalry become?
Yeah, I mean, it doesn't matter who plays, right? I mean, obviously everybody wants everybody that's available to play, and that's always good too. But, like, all these games are always, you know, highly intense, the way it should be. You know, this is the first game the Lakers will have fans, and, you know, I'm glad, because the game in Boston was eerie. You know, we played in front of nobody, in front of several, you know, obviously I think we played 75 games before we had fans back in Boston, whether it was in the bubble or at home. But there was one that stood out above all others and how eerie it felt. And that was the Lakers game. And so there's always this thing is meant for people to be here. And, you know, I have a great deal of respect for who they have on their team that are playing, how they've been playing, regardless of who's available, how they're coached, and certainly the tradition of the rivalry. And, you know, everybody understands what's at play in that.
Bobby Manning.
Hey, Brad, when it comes to what people are saying on the outside of the team, whether it's media, fans, analysts, anything like that, how do you handle it? Do you tune it out? Do you use it as inspiration when it might get negative? And you know, the other half of that is the team. Do you care how each individual on the team handles that, or is that kind of their own thing?
I mean, we try to help talk to the team about, you know, the different layers of media, you know, and what the job looks like, you know, at different, whatever you're, you know, whether you're a writer or whether you talk on the radio for a living, or whether you're, you know, on, you know, the opinion shows or whatever the case may be, all the way to social media. And we talk about, like, you have to understand, like, when you're in it and you're dealing with the nuances and details of a team and what your job is on every possession, and it's so much deeper than the analysis in a lot of cases. And so you have to, like, also recognize that, you know, people are making a living, and rightfully so, diving in and trying to talk about your team. And so we are very, you know, I talk all the time. Everybody has a role to play. Part of the reason why salaries are what they are is because there's so much interest in this game, and that's because of the overreaction, good or bad, every single night. As far as I go, I think at 30, I was probably a lot more affected by what somebody would have thought. I think I've been through it enough now, and also just kind of, you know, I know what every day looks like because I'm living it. And so most of the time, the negative is far over exaggerated. And most of the time, the praise and scrutiny is far over exaggerated. You know, we're just trying to play well. And, you know, there are enough challenges that come with that.
All right, we'll wrap it up right there. Thanks, Coach.
Thank you.